2025. Items for discussion: A, Santa Fe Trail Days event, Echoes events. You said there were 6.
Actually, I just figured out what happened. It deleted where it says Fox West Theater. That's not the right address. It deleted out.
Gotcha.
So it should be the Fox West Theater, and then below it should be the Title West with the 301 North Commercial address and the phone numbers.
And that's the
title aspect.
Yeah.
She called. She was ecstatic and very excited about it. So she said, reach out to her when we're ready, and she will do whatever we need her to do. So.
Farouk?
Her name is
B Hill?
Gloria. Is the one that called me. That's her cell phone number. The 680 number was Gloria. But yeah, she was very ecstatic about it, and.
So 6 buildings, and they're pretty spaced out.
Yeah, I think we can do a pretty good. I'm hoping maybe a couple more will call.
Could we add the Aiello building, like where the Hive is? Because doesn't the city own that?
Yeah, they do. We do own that, but we're doing it out of the Commons is where we're starting.
So we could just go like right next door.
We could have them in there or something. Yeah, I don't see why not. Or maybe I'll ask Carl if we can even use his building, because he's the one that's running out of the windows and doors. That's next door to it too.
And then who's coming up with trivia questions? We have a list of them.
Okay. This is what I did. Sorry, school teacher here.
You never need to apologize about being organized. Oh, wow. Yeah, this definitely makes me feel back in school.
Okay, so I kind of, because, I don't like to be not organized. It makes me nervous. So our next steps, if you flip your sheet over, so I can gather all the architectural detail. Oh, okay, hold on, let me back up. So what I was thinking for this whole scavenger hunt is, because, there's 2 ways you can do a scavenger hunt. One being, find your first place, get the next clue, go to the next place. But I kind of did a pros and cons, and I think the better strategy to use is if they're just given the list, and how they're going to find the building is, I thought this would be cool, to take kind of an obscure architectural detail picture, like of the cornice or a transom or a part of the building. So it forces them to look more, because I'm always saying people train me to look up, because that's where the beauty of our buildings lies, is usually not at eye level. So that'll make them have to be observant, and then once they do that, they'll go to the building, they'll go inside if a business is open, and then that's where they'll scan a QR code posted inside to learn more about the building's history, and then they'll have your tour key information on their answer sheet, just simple things the name of the building, the year built, the architect, current business if applicable, and then maybe one past business, and then they'll bring that back. But what was my whole point? Yeah, okay. So for the next steps, I said that I can do the architectural detail photos. I could research the buildings because I go to the history room at the library every Friday, so that'll be easy. I'll work with Tom, we'll get that done. And then I could create the fact sheets, I could upload them as PDFs, I could generate a QR code, I could do all of those. And then from there...
So I'm just asking you, is there anything that you need from our side?
So, let me think.
I'll show up.
Yeah, that's pretty much at this point in time is what we're doing, what we're going to need to do. I mean, I can print stuff if you need me to from here, which is perfectly fine. Also, do you need anything posted for Facebook or the website?
So whatever I create, before I do anything, I'll share it with you, and then you could send the information to them.
Yeah.
So we're all on board, we all know what's happening, and you're all cool with everything that I gather. And then as far as the QR code, maybe you can create, since you did the scavenger hunt sheet, you could just probably use that and then slap the QR code on that for each building. Or if you want, that's what you could do. You could design the QR signage.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
And then prizes?
And then prizes, are we gonna have prizes?
So we've got a couple of donations and stuff so far. I wanted to reach out to a couple of the buildings that want to participate and see if maybe we can get like
10% off.
like a coupon or a gift certificate or something.
And that'd be fabulous for them to like offer
Right.
a coupon because then it brings people into the
Exactly. Maybe like the library, we can get some books because they were giving out books for Halloween. So I'll ask
Really?
Jessica. Yeah.
I missed it.
Are your kids too old to trick or treat?
Me, I would have.
Yeah, they're so like something like that. But we were thinking of like 3 like gifts, like baskets. The big one is going to be AutoZone is giving us like tools. So that'll be kind of a big one. I know it won't be for the kids. That's why I was kind of wanting to get like a mix of stuff so we can figure out age-wise where to. I mean, I don't know. My son would like to get tools, but that's just.
So what will they do? Like, just put their name on their sheet at the end, and it'll be like a drawing.
Yeah, I was thinking that, or yeah, something like that would be good. Because I mean, if we try to do the race thing, some people are going to be faster.
Well, the
others
race won't work because it's an all-day event.
Exactly. So I was thinking like if we pulled like 3 out of like after we've done it.
When would we give prizes? That day or call?
Put their number on
Yeah.
the sheet.
They'll have to fill it
And then
out.
we'll call.
We can call them.
And besides, we don't want them to rush. We want them to go into the businesses.
Spend some time and chit chat with
Look
the.
at the buildings. Like, take your time. In fact, the winner should be the person that does it the slowest.
I figure that would be good. And then plus, like even with the ones that are going all the way to the History Museum, that's a little bit of a distance from everything else.
But none of them art museums or anything contacted us?
No, and that. But I'm also thinking that some people might have been waiting. I mean, like I said, we're getting calls for sponsors, even though the deadline's already passed still. And so I think some people just wait closer. They think it's time frame, or I'm not sure.
Or they're like, I'll get to that later.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
we have more of the slips?
Yeah, I've got more downstairs. I also printed out a bunch of the posters so that if we want to put those up in the windows, maybe that will get some people to call.
What do we have, 3 days for it?
We've got, well, no, June 13, 14, so it's
Oh,
about
June.
3 weeks.
Alright, I don't know why I was thinking it was
Hey,
this.
I thought today was Thursday, so I fully understand.
No, alright. I was thinking about my play.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's like in 3 days, right?
No, we we even have one more meeting before we even have the event, so.
Yeah, so I'll take some home tonight and I'll talk to a few of those.
I was surprised like the Mitchell didn't reach out
Right.
or any of them.
Well, I'm guessing their house is swamped.
True.
She
She just had that big
show.
event. So that's another thing. I was thinking maybe this is their busiest time when it's getting warmer and people are, they might not have gotten a chance to call.
True. But I'm sure they want people in their buildings.
You would,
So I'm
well,
gonna go
yeah, they're
try and-
upset with us right now in the city because we moved it from Main Street, which then I laughed because last time they were mad at us for putting it on Main Street.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure which way to go. And like Keely said she'd like it there, but then it's a bar, so that's not appropriate for kids to be walking into.
But
Maybe she could put it
I
in the
thought it was,
window.
but I thought,
It's a hotel upstairs. Downstairs is still a bar, so.
But if people,
you don't have to be 21 to enter though, right? Really? Because we had a poetry event there and there was.
So we just found out the liquor license she has is not appropriate for kids to be inside. She's got to
Wow.
change her liquor license to be something like El Rancho or Tequilas, where you can have liquor and kids can be
Oh.
inside. Right now, she's got a tavern license, so she's not supposed to have kids inside.
Okay.
So we have to, she just didn't want to have the kids walking in and out. But I mean, she could put it on the window, and I can see if she wants to do that. Because her building, especially now that she's doing the facade
Right,
change,
she's got all the.
it's gonna look gorgeous.
yeah. And then can we include the West Block right there? Like, who owns that?
Penny Saidi.
Do you think we could just include it? Like, I know nothing's in there, but can you put
Put it on the
on
window?
the window?
I don't see why not. There's people putting stuff on the windows all the time there. Possibly I could ask Carl, because he owns the building next to it where the Chronicle used to be. and see if he's willing to let us.
And that one would be a nice one too.
Mhm. Let us put it on their window. I mean, that's how we're gonna have to do the Fox, because nobody can technically go in there right now. It'll have to be on the window.
And we should do City Hall too.
That's true. Yep. So you
I'm
guys,
just creating more work for myself.
hey, I said, I'm willing to help wherever you need.
I'm still just showing up, right?
I'll fix the list and get it over to you guys too, because that's bugging me that it moved the address. I don't know why I did that.
And the firehouse, like Children's Museum on Commercial, because that's city owned too.
Yeah,
So see, add that.
yeah, that one would actually be pretty cool. All right, so we'll have a list of ones that are just going to be on the outside.
And then we're still good with your speakers?
Yeah, I just emailed them again, I think it was just either this week or last week, just to update them on time. Told them that we'd start at 10 a.m. and then let them know that there's a projector and everything ready for them. So should be good. I heard back from everybody except for Millie, but she responded to me the first time, so I'm guessing she's still on.
Some people just get busy.
So
Yeah.
we should have 3 people come and talk. I know Chris for sure will be there.
Yeah, he's excited.
He's dependable.
How's their railroad museum?
He's been posting on it and everything.
It's open Saturday, Sunday, Friday, something like that.
Weekends only?
I think so. I'm not positive. Last time I saw him, he said that it was going well. I made it down there yet to see it.
I need to.
I know.
Okay.
But yeah. So the talk should be good, ready to go.
Okay.
And the plan I told him is like to keep it around 30 minutes. That gives us some time afterwards. If people have questions. Pretty informal.
And then opening speech.
That would be you, dear, since you're the chair.
Well, I was trying to get around to not doing it. Did you want me to give an
If you
opening
want to.
speech?
If you want to, yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I thought you were volunteering me for it, so I was like, no, we don't. Have one. But if you're gonna do it, then yeah, we should obviously have one.
Yeah, I'll do it. And then MC. We need an MC.
We're doing it from 10 to 3, and we need somebody to introduce the next speakers. We're
Yeah.
spreading them out. So, yeah.
I was assuming we kind of do one after the other.
If they're there, I mean, I guess it depends on if people like right off for each other. I never rely on anybody's scheduling because nothing ever goes correctly. You can always try to do the best you can.
Yeah.
I might need to go get some anti-anxiety pills.
You'll be fine.
Alright. Moving on. Item B, Children's Museum future. Do you guys have any ideas on what?
If we are gonna go forward with the getting a grant, I think we should make a meeting with Winter again. Because she was the one that teaches, or that will help us get the grant going. When I was doing research for this, the one that they always ask that they recommend, it's not required, is to do a grant separately for like having a contractor come in and look at the overall building and see what needs to be done. And there's even a grant for it to get you ready to decide what you want to do with it. Is it in good condition to repair it? Is it gonna be a low bill, or are we looking at something large? It's gonna need to be in phases. Kind of helps you get a future of what you want to do with the building. That building is gonna have some questions since it's not ADA accessible. Might have some problems.
And there's nothing, like we can't build the ramp or anything, right?
Not to that building, I'm not sure. That's one of the things that would help us with. It's the construction, they'll look at it and tell you what you can and cannot do. And there is a grant available for that, nonprofits, zero down, but it's like 15,000.
I mean, I think that's the best place to start.
just to see if
How
we
much,
can
yeah, how
even,
much money is it gonna take to?
to go forward. Because if it's outside, like if we're looking at something that's gonna be like the Fox, where we're looking at millions of dollars to try to repair it, it comes down to, is it gonna be affordable for the city to take care of it or HPC to handle it? Especially right now with funding being
Zero.
questionable.
Mhm.
So it's, but Winter Roybal said that when last time she came and talked to us, if we were ever needing to do something like this, like a big project,
Yeah.
she was willing to make a meeting with us and go over everything and help us get started. So I didn't know if you wanted me to schedule that maybe for our next meeting or,
Yeah, we can try that.
okay.
Definitely.
Alright.
And then we just need that to, because I was under the assumption that we needed to have a plan in order to even move forward with a loan.
This one, well, this
But
one
this is a different type
yeah,
of loan.
this is not, this is it literally is hiring a contractor or an architect to come in and look at it and tell us, okay, this is what you need to do for the next steps. If they said you don't need it to go forward with the history grant if you want to, but they said they recommend it because it will help you get your grant.
Right.
Like, it'll give you a plan, you'll have bids, they'll help you with all of that, which you need for the grant.
How much that will help decide what it can be used for.
Right.
So if we wanna go forward with the being a museum, or is it looking like this is something that could be used to house like a business or anything? Being that it's not ADA, that kind of limits us, and we might only be able to operate off the bottom floors, not have anything upstairs, or,
I know, you were saying something about videos and stuff too, right?
Yeah, it does sound like a way to get around some PDA stuff if we basically do our best to incorporate folks with
Yeah.
disabilities into the overall
But
use
would
of the
need-
building.
we would need, like you said, to know what we need to do first.
I mean, what's the inside even look like? I've never
and
been
that,
there.
I haven't been
Yes, I
inside
was-
of the building yet.
I was gonna ask, can we schedule a tour?
Yeah, I can see, our new city manager just started, so I should be able to help ask her if we can get inside of it and see if we can schedule. And actually, she said that she wants to meet with, our board, so she said that, this week is her catching, or getting, caught up, and she's been meeting with all the directors for all the departments, but I think next month she's planning on coming to as many of the board commissions as she can to introduce herself and.
By the way, are there any others that have submitted their names?
Yes, there is 4. I believe 2 of them have put in undecided, like they're just free to join whatever board they want to join.
Oh, cause they broke down the board, right?
No, not yet. They were waiting for Tara to start so that they can do the big moves at that point in time. So she's now got her feet wet. She's starting to get, and then we also have a new HR department starting. So kind of everything was up in the air for this week. So for this month, no, 4 people altogether. 1 for Tura, 1 for Main Street, and 2 were undecided. So they said they wanted to join any commission. So their interviews, I think, are scheduled for the end of the month.
Well, I think they should get voluntold on HPC.
Ours and planning and zoning are the 2 lowest right now. They lost
Well, we lost a couple of doors too.
just 1. Yeah. We lost Luis, so we're down only 1 person on Tura. Actually, Tura has the most people on their board right now, other than city council.
Alright, moving on. Item C, the firehouse on Arizona. What did you need? Did we need to do history on that, or?
We would have to do a full packet to become ready.
I've never done this. I'd like to.
If you want to give it a go, start it off with. Huey's always said that she's willing to help. with anything we need. Now that she's not with Dana anymore, she's got more time, so. But if we wanna get us started and then go from there.
Yeah. Well, we had, what, 3 buildings, right? No, we had.
Yes.
About, yeah, the firehouse,
The golf course.
golf course.
And then,
The children's museum, the one that we talked.
We
Well,
said we couldn't do the children.
not yet, I would wait until we, see if we have to do any ADA changes to it. If
I
we
remember there
do,
was another one.
I think weren't we looking at the park? Not Central Park, but Kit Carson?
The band.
The band.
something?
And actually, Commissioner Manny was really excited about that one. If we do landmarking of Kit Carson.
Yeah, so I have to talk to.
She does put together really good packets for history on projects, so, for landmarking anyways.
And I'll reach out to her for that. And then, item D, suggestions for next meeting.
We're gonna actually have to have a meeting, so it'll actually have to be, did you still wanna do the split, the work session and a meeting? Or do you wanna just have a meeting?
I think,
That's right, it'll be right before Santa Fe
Let's do the
Trail
work
is.
session first, just in case.
Do a split? Okay.
I was just wondering, like, is it right before?
Yeah, right.
It'll literally be the week before.
So what is that, the 11th?
Let's see, I think so. Just to let you guys know, I'm not sure, I might or might not be here. I have to have brain surgery next month. So my doctor has not told me what date yet. So I was told that if I have it the week of the event, that my coworkers will come smother me in my sleep. So, yes, it is the 11th. So I might try to push it for after the event, but we'll see what my doctor's schedule is. If I'm not
And your
here,
health comes first.
Yeah.
I know, and they know too, but I honestly don't know if they were being serious or not.
I'll smother them in their sleep before they even have a chance to smother.
Nick will either cover for me or it'll be Felicia, my other coworker, will come and cover for me, so she'll hold the meeting and everything. It'll depend on who's available, but it'd probably be Nick because he's ran meetings before, so he knows what to do. But, I'll be able to do that, or I might zoom in depending on when my surgery is, so. We'll wait and see. I'm waiting for her to make the appointment, so. Fun.
Anything else?
I finally went and ate at the Hollywood.
Oh, did you?
It was really good. We had fish and chips.
Good.
Johnny,
Cool vibe. And he got his
plaque.
with their
Nice.
sitting on the table, so that was cool.
He's ecstatic about it. When he saw it, he did a little jig. It's like, you had to put it up yet?
No,
Because he picked it up like 2 weeks ago.
So I'm gonna have to go out there and see.
The one for the train is up too.
Okay.
Is
got-
it where?
It's right in front of it. Well, it's kind of like to the side so that people can still take pictures.
In a
It's on a
pedestal?
pedestal.
And
And the
above
sign
the
got
waterworks.
put up too.
The what?
The sign got put up for it. The one that Chris wrote that
Okay.
has all the information on the train.
In the waterworks building?
The waterworks one, they've been kind of waiting on because they're kind of trying to get the homeless away from that area a little bit before they put it up. So they've been kind of putting that one off to putting it out because they don't want it to get damaged. I guess somebody tried to rip the one off of City Hall once before.
Seriously?
Yeah, like they actually pried it pretty far off the wall. So I don't know.
Is it gold? Like,
It's bronze. I mean, they are solid bronze. So, but the other one for
Try to
Chestnut,
bring that into a pawn shop and like, no.
I don't
I
know.
see clearly where it's from.
I was
contact
laughing about it because I honestly didn't know it had happened, but the guy, our maintenance guy, said he had to go and actually like re-silicone it and like push it back into place, and so he was a little worried if we put it in front of the waterworks building that somebody might try to go off with it.
Yeah.
So we're kind of waiting to see what alternatives we're gonna do to get it in place so it's safe, but
Can you put it high?
we thought about that. There is a spot like kind of, but we're kind of worried nobody's gonna see it.
Yeah, you
And be able to read it.
See it.
So we're kind of going back and forth with some things. People are talking about actually cementing into the ground, like where the step is.
That may be,
That might be the best idea.
That's what they were looking at too, so we're kind of going back and forth on
that
that.
would be kinda cool.
I thought so too, actually. And then let's see what else. I think that was all my information that I had been given.
Do we have anything new on the Opera House? We're supposed to, I mean, I thought we were supposed to be,
Tora just let him slide again for another.
No,
another
they got a
month.
letter from the lawyer,
But they're-
city attorney. They
they're
have until
supposed
the
to-
end of the month,
But they're supposed to come up with insurance and
which they
fix
haven't
that,
done.
and fix that sidewalk
Yep, which they have done.
is like a major step that, hey, if you wanna renovate this building, like we agreed, like we want you to, but you've had it for 12 years, you know, can you
Right.
fix the sidewalk?
Les gave them, and I didn't know what was in the letter because it's from his, being a city attorney, he wrote it. He gave them till the end of May to have a structural engineer look at the building and tell us whether or not it's safe or not.
Hmm.
If it's not safe, they need to remedy the situation, and then we're gonna give them a new deadline that they have until this day to remedy it. If they don't remedy it, they need to either sign it over to the city, so the city can demolish the building, or they need to take care of it and demo it themselves.
Oh,
This-
I don't like that word.
I know,
Oh.
believe me, none of us want it
But
to
something
happen.
has to be done.
Yeah, it's not safe.
I've lived in this town for, 12 to 11 years, and that sidewalk has never been accessible.
It's becoming more and more hazardous. Even the company that got up to take down the steam pipes that were up there that were falling, they were even scared to be up on the roof.
It's a beautiful building.
It is, it's been
neglected.
neglected for too long. It was condemned in 2014 and in 2015, so it's already condemned. Keeley has stated that in their leases, the Evans is one of the executors of the will, stated that they were contemplating selling it to Keeley, and then Keeley would take over the project. They're quoting $14 to $15 million to do the whole building. And nobody has that funding right now. So we can't let it keep sitting like this. If something falls off that building and hits somebody or hurts somebody, it's gonna be not just the owner, but the city on
The
it.
city, right.
And we don't want that to happen, so we need forward momentum, so let's give them the deadline. And they have not yet, they brought one structural engineer to us, and Tara Marshall turned her down because she was not a structural engineer, she was just an architect. And we need somebody who has a resume as a structural engineer that's willing to put a stamp on a letter stating that the building is safe or not safe.
Thank God we got Tara because somebody else would probably just let her done it.
We are waiting to see what happens. They haven't been able to get the insurance like they said, which means we cannot have the asbestos company go in and do testing
Right.
because they legally cannot go in the building. So we are just now waiting and seeing what happens. They're supposed to have another structural engineer brought forward by the end of the week. So if they approve that resume, they can go forward and we'll get the report. But I don't think it's gonna pass. It wasn't structurally sound 15 years ago. I don't think it's gotten any better. Which is sad. It's a beautiful
What was the
building.
water damage there?
Water damage is coming from the roof, one of the,
The walls
Drains?
separated, I think.
well, one of the drains is plugged, in which meant the water was pooling up on the top of the roof, which is now coming down on the sides between the facade and the actual structure. And what we didn't know, what I didn't know, was part of the building's adobe,
Mhm.
which not when water be adobe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the original, so the guys that built it had a merchant building, they had adobe there, and then they built the opera house on top of it.
So yeah, it's not, Bob, which is our engineer, said he was in the building before when he was a private engineer, and he said it wasn't sound that well when he was inside of it. So that was the previous owner, so that wasn't even this new owner.
That's close.
Yeah, we're waiting to see what happens.
Thanks, Tom. Sorry to keep you.
No, that was easy.